Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 172. Today, I have my good friend, Concert Steph. You guys have heard me talk about this guy for over a year and a half. There he is. How are you today?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Hi, Dan. Happy to be here. Very
Excellent.
Hey, 172. That's the last two digit of your birthday, of your
Year.
birth year.
The year, yes. Thank you. Now you've told everybody here how old I am.
You've said it before.
I know. I'm just teasing there. So yeah, my friend Steph said, I'd love to do an episode with you. And a year later, we finally found the time. So
Yes,
here
at
we
least
go.
a year.
Something like that. We didn't think about this like last week or whatever. So anyway, glad to have you here. So today we're going to talk about our best, worst concert experiences and a lot more. I will say my friend Concert Steph here is easily by far the person I've seen the most concerts with. I don't think that's wrong to say, right?
No, I've seen many concerts. More than a half I've seen with you,
Yeah, a lot.
for sure.
So we decided, you know what? Why not make an episode about the best? Or anyway, you'll see we got a little list here going on here. So we'll talk about our concert experiences, best, worst, surprises, stuff you may not have heard me talk about before. So
Let's start.
all right. All right. So subject one, let's talk about our best concert. I'll let you go first, my friend.
All right. So I thought it was interesting to start with the best concert. Normally we start at the end would be the best one. So for me, best concert, and I know, Dan, you like props. So I got a bunch of tickets. I got a collage by behind. So I will start by saying that I don't know what's my best concert. I have it by categories, the best night, or when we had the most fun for whatever reason. Because when you're like you and I, we are concert fans. We're not just a fan of one group, and when they come, we put the
Yeah.
shitload of money and we go and see them. No, we love concerts. We love anybody, not everybody, but we do a lot of concerts. Like those are tons. So what I saw metal bands, pop bands, rock bands. I even saw country ones, and probably
Same
close to
here.
200, probably close to 200 concerts. And so I have, and I know, Dan, you said one. I have three.
That's fine.
So
That's fine.
so I'll talk about three that for me were like they were very unique experience. One of them is at, so we're from Ottawa. All your listeners know that the Corral Center here, the Senators Arena. Went to see Bruce Springsteen, and lightning hit us, and we lost 100% of all the electricity. So Bruce is on the piano, and everything is blackout, and we can still hear him. He said, "Jing, jing, jing. Hello, you hear me?" So for me, it puts a humane thing. You know that it's not dub like some pop groups. He's playing in the dark in his piano with somebody standing beside him with a flashlight.
Nice.
So that was just something unique. A second one was with you. You and I went to see Poison with your sister in Toronto.
Yeah.
And that one was one of the first concert where I was pissed drunk by the end of the concert. And why I was drunk? Because we had a backstage pass because of my credit card. Remember, we went in the back and we had some beers, we had to pay for them. And when we left, just that night was probably 35 degree, and it was a good night.
I remember the backstage passes. Was it the guy that our friend Jason, he went in because we were three, and then he went in and then he had an extra ticket. He went out, he got, let's see, you.
Yeah,
He went back in, then took your ticket, came to get me with that ticket, and then
something like that.
Then my sister was like, "Oh my god."
Sometimes you just need to capitalize on the occasion, and that comes to my last experience that I want to share is when you and I want at our radio station, local radio station, She 106. I won tickets backstage to meet Ozzy. And you and I, we arrive and we ask, can we have a laminette to be able to and a laminette? So meet and greet
Actually,
laminette from Black Sabbath.
I asked first, remember? And I got
Yes, of
shut
course.
down.
Yeah, you asked first, and they said, no, 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 get the hell out of here. And I refused that as an answer. So it's basically we did a talk to the girl there while I talked to the other girl there. And once we got that, we had free food, we had free booze, we didn't go backstage meet the whole band, but we met Ozzy and we had that. So that was a nice night.
I remember us taking advantage of that free wine and Heineken. And
Oh,
there have been food, but I just remember the wine and Heineken.
yeah. So I'll stop there because I got many more stories, but I'll
That's
stop
good.
there.
No, those are great choices. I almost put that poison one, but for mine, I'm gonna put the first time I saw Poison was with the Faster Pussycat, Winger, Cinderella, and Poison. It was me, my sister, and the other Steph, Motley Crue Steph, and it was like the perfect storm type of concert, beautiful weather. There was a band for each one of us. So my sister had Cinderella, my friend Steph had his Poison, I had my Winger, and we were surprised by Faster Pussycat, and we were drunk. Well, actually, you know what? My sister and Steph were drunk. I was actually pretty good. And that's the time where I think it was Cinderella playing, and my sister looks in the alley, and it's Kip Winger walking on the island. She's like, "Oh my God, Dad, it's Kip Winger!" So we just go and leave and get our picture taken. And Steph, we left him there, and we came back. Where the hell were you guys? Oh, we went and got a picture taken with Kip Winger. What? And then, of course, we went back a second time. Yeah, sorry, can you take a picture? Anyway, so we got all those pictures. So for me, that was just like, yeah, the perfect music and no, sorry, like I see company, but it was just like more like there was something for everybody that was there, and that's where I was like, it was a tour for Holly Weird.
Okay, yeah.
Like, there's 16,000 people here. Who the fuck bought Holly Weird? I know you did, and my friend Steph.
I
like,
did.
I couldn't believe the number of people that was there. So anyway, that's my best concert experience.
All right, it's a good one.
But I would agree that Aussie one backstage with you. I'm upset that I didn't think about that one.
It's good.
So,
That's why both of us we have ideas.
all right. Next up, bad concert band or worst concert.
Well, so for that, I'll surprise you with one, and the other one you won't be surprised. So you and I, we were at a time in our life where we were pretty much saying one concert a month every month for like 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
When we were from 19 to 24 or 17 to 22 or something like that, almost as an average, every month we would go see somebody.
Yeah.
And at one point, I don't know if it's you or me. I'll give the credit to you for that one because it was our worst concert. I'm sure you're going to say that one as well. So
yeah, I know exactly.
We went to see the Tragically Hip. And everybody in Canada loves Tragically Hip except you and I.
Yeah.
and when we arrive in the arena, everybody's freaking out. Oh my God, Tragically Hip is here, and I just did not get it. And obviously, it's my fault. I'm going to see a band that I don't like. They did not do anything wrong. It's just we did not connect. It's just for me. For me, it was my worst concert. So the other worst concert is the first time I saw Alice Cooper. And you will recall.
I remember, yes, you complaining about it. Yeah.
So I don't know Alice. I have an album from his live album that I've never listened to. And you arrive in my home at my parents' place, and I listened to that album like an hour before.
So and you were like, "Did you listen to the album?" Oh yeah, I will. Like 2 weeks before.
Yeah. So I arrive at the concert, and I don't know that the guy doesn't talk to nobody. I don't know that he's into his world. And I've seen him like 15, 16 times since, and he's one of my 2 favorite bands. We'll talk about that later. But that concert, I did not enjoy. It was trash. Great concert, great tour. It's just I did not understand. I did not understand him.
Yeah.
And after that, I love him. So it's just interesting how you can go from worst to best. So how
And
about
yeah,
you,
I
sir?
remember the opening band, I'm sure didn't help either, right?
Was it Great White?
Great White, yeah. That was another side joke of us there.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me that was my first concert, so I remember it differently.
Yeah, of course.
But I did like that one there. I wouldn't say I loved it because like you said, I didn't know all the songs. I saw like even School's Out. I go by your live tape that you had there. And I had listened to it. I'm like, I'm listening to School's Out. I'm like, there's more to that song than just what's on, because I think it's a shortened version on the Alice Cooper show. And I was like,
Right.
School's Out of all songs. And I'm like, there's a second part to that song. And I was like, I did not know that. So yeah. But that was a
Big,
first concert. So
young and naive.
yeah. All
How
right.
about you, sir? What was your worst?
I'm not gonna go into it, but yeah, bad concert for me is Tragically Hip, same as you. I do remember we were discussing. I don't know who decided to go see Tragically Hip, but we had agreed that we were going to try to see different stuff,
Yeah.
different types of band. That I remember it was a let's try to see different stuff. And then we went to see Tragically Hip and go, well, that ends that project ends there, right? So yeah, I do remember that one. And so anyway, that's my word. I'm not going to go into that one because you've already said it there. So bad concert band would be Tragically Hip for me.
All right.
What about bad concert experience?
That one down. I'm sorry, I'm breaking the rules again. I when I'm in a concert, I feel alive. For me, being connected with 15, 20, 30,000 people that all have their fists together. I went to see Metallica at the Olympic Stadium last weekend, where 60,000 people, at least 60,000 people,
Hmm.
minus two wearing a black shirt. So I feel that I can't say I have a bad concert. There's always something. There's always something nice. So it's the only one I can't answer. I don't know. I love everyone. Every concert I had something that I like. Everything. So a bad experience, I wouldn't say I have that.
Okay, then I'll talk about mine then.
There you go.
I think I told you about this. I'm not sure. So I went to see Shania Twain alone, but you know that place in Canada, in between Bayshore and Canada, there's a horse stable, and it was
Yeah, yeah,
outside.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go see Shania Twain. I wasn't bragging to many people about it, and there was lots of people. I would say 30, if not 40,000 people there.
Wesley Clover Park.
Yeah, that one there. Never again am I going there. Like that was a bad experience, and I'm not dissing Shania. That's not at all. So I'm like, okay, well, you're outside in the heat. You know what? What do you want? A beer. For 30 or 40,000 people, there was one beer tent. So the opening act was Doobie Brothers, which I like. I spent all of Doobie Brothers and Shania's first four songs in line for a fucking beer. And by the time I got out of there, you know how far I was from the stage? That I actually left when the first encore started. It was, and I was telling like everybody was there, was like they couldn't believe it. One beer tent, and
No,
this
that makes no sense for sure.
exactly, and that doesn't even talk about the food. Like there was another one food. Like I don't think I ever even ate that night. So anyway, that was my bad experience. It just had nothing to do with Shania. It was the organizers that did not prepare themselves well for like one beer tent and one food tent for 40,000 people. Imagine the lineup for that. I mean, I had fun talking to the people in front of me, but that's it. And I'm like, here I am in line, like looking sideways to listen to Doobie Brothers. And by the time Shania, I'm like, I was going to take one beer. I'm like, okay, what's the maximum of beers I could take? I've waited so long. So I think I took two or three. I was like, all right, I'm done.
And you know, if you wouldn't have invited me, I would have went because I never say no to a concert or hardly say
No, I
no.
know. I don't know that one. Why I didn't.
Yeah, you went to see Alanis alone as well, I believe.
I have a ticket for that. I never went because I got sick. That was for Jagged Little
Oh,
Pill.
that's true.
I still have
Yeah, yeah.
your tickets that you have, like in your. I want to do what you do there with your board. They're all in my
Yes. Yeah, like I hope to do a second one with these
Yeah,
tickets, but now everything's online. I'm not gonna go and put my iPhone
yeah.
on the wall. But yeah, the last few years. All right, which one is next?
Before we do that, cheers. By the way, what are you drinking
Oh,
today?
oh. So I decided to go with beer, and what I'm drinking is a Quebec brewer called Unibrew, and they have a special beer for Megadeth. So I thought it was the good team for today.
Good job. Good job. All right.
Thank you.
Next up, best opening band you've ever seen.
Yeah, so best opening band. The funny thing is, I went to see with you Alice Cooper that I did not enjoy. The same weekend, I think it was Friday and Sunday, we went to see Aerosmith, and the opening band was Skid Row at their height. That opening band for me was the best. I have a few others, but that was insane how it was great. And for me, I remember telling you that's what a concert is all about.
I
And you're
wasn't there
saying,
for
ah,
that one.
come
It
on.
was you and Yan. I
Oh,
wasn't
you
there
weren't
for the
there.
concert.
Okay.
It was you and
So
Yan.
so we had Skid Row opening for Aerosmith. Skid Row was awesome.
Yeah,
And well, Sebastian Bach is an awesome frontman, and at
I
that
picked.
time was probably 25 or something. And about a year later, now I know you were there. About a year later, we went to see ZZ Top, and the opening band was George Thorogood. That I didn't know much, and it's the first time that I saw an encore for an opening band,
Yeah,
and I've never seen
remember
that
you
since.
and I? We were all like this here, like, oh my god, this is gonna be over. And then we're like, oh my god, this sucks or whatever. And then the whole arena got up under and I clap. I was like, okay, it's us. So
But we knew the big song, like
yeah.
I
Get
drink alone and
cut
all that.
and that to the bone there, and
Yeah. And after that, Cheap Tricks is always a great opening band, and I've seen Poison as an opening act in front of Def Leppard. I know that's kind of cheating; it's not really opening band
uh-huh.
material, but so I'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with my best opening band, and you were there for that. So remember, we went, and still remember you quoting, "I'm so happy, Dan. We're gonna go see a band in their
Mm.
their height, their peak," and it was the Darkness at Verdun.
Oh, that was excellent. Yeah,
Yes,
I
but
agree.
do you remember the opening band, the Wild Hearts? And everybody was, I was like, "Who the hell is this?" And I absolutely loved that opening band, and it was this one song, and this was back in the Napster days. I'm like, I tried to remember that one song, and I finally found it, or not, probably not just Napster, but LimeWire. You know, those illegal downloads at the time. I know bad Dan there, but I've made up.
I think you bought Sense enough to
Yeah,
not feel too
I've
bad.
made up for it a lot. But yeah, and here I am, a huge Wild Hearts fan, and the Darkness are kind of going like this. We went there for the Darkness, hands
Yeah.
down. We did not know who the Wild Hearts were, and here we are. Here I am, a huge.
You made an episode on Wild Heart, and you didn't do one about the darkness.
I did.
Did you? I missed
I
it.
guess you haven't seen it yet. It was an album ranking,
Ah,
but I did mention that it was like, oh yeah, to me the Wild Hearts was one of the, and of course the Cheap Trick opening for ZZ Top. There, that was
but yeah, you can tell that story. That's a funny one.
okay. Steph right here, by the way, is the king of getting concert tickets. The king. He gets the best seats, like second row, or like every time. There was one time we went to see Alice Cooper. We were always second from row from the stage. Like, how the hell do you do this? So anyway, I said I'm gonna go and get the tickets for ZZ Top. So I got tickets for ZZ Top. I'm like, Steph, I got second row, and you're like, all right, good job, Dan. And it's all until we got there, we turn around and there's nobody in back of us.
It was
So
empty.
technically, I got the last row.
Yeah, the worst
It
one.
was such a bad attendance, but Cheap Trick. And I think we were four. And getting tickets in second row with 4 or 5 people is not easy. So I was like,
No.
And remember that we loved Cheap Tricks, and then Cheap Trick, sorry. And when he threw the million picks, who was the only one who didn't get one? this guy.
Yeah, I got three, I think.
Yeah. And you didn't want to give me one. He's like, well, I'm not giving you one. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck. So yeah, that was another good one there. All
yeah,
right.
for sure.
Worst opening band.
So the worst of an opening band is I don't remember the name because they were so bad that I don't remember them, right? But for the one that I know, it's not so much the worst as if it's a clash. Like seeing in front of Van Halen,
Cool in the Gang?
yeah, Cool in the Gang. Like,
That's a bit weird. And you have a few like that. Like you just mentioned, the Doobie Brothers. Would they be a good fit in front of a? In front, maybe they were, but so for me, I would say it's every band that I just cringe when I say why are they together. So Cool in the Gang is the one I'm thinking about, and they were actually in hindsight, I don't think they were worse than Van Halen. That was not their best concert, but the last one they did. But yeah, I would say Cool in the Gang.
I remember I was there for that with you. Yeah. Uh, Me, worst opening band. I'm not sure. I think you were there. It was an Ozzy Osbourne concert with Sepultura and Danzig.
Mm-hmm.
Were you there?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with Danzig. We all know what happened at that show, right?
Remind me.
So they're playing the music, and then at near the end, like near, I'm not even sure near the end, he just tells the crowd to fuck off, and then we're like the band's like playing, and there's like, what the hell just happened? And they're continuing the song, and then he just left like mid song, and we're like, what the hell was this? And these huge Danzig fans I used to work with, they're like, I was so embarrassed, Dan. I was like, I have no idea what that like that one. That's what when I think of a bad opening band, that's the one I remember. Like,
Yeah, no, it's a good one for sure. And I don't know if you'll recall that same concert when Ozzy started. He started with Paranoid, and I was so impressed that the first song of somebody plays at a concert is a hit like Paranoid. It shows how much material the guy has.
yeah,
That you can
yeah,
have so much guts to start with a song like that. You need to have a lot. So anyway, so
I remember.
It's good.
All right. Surprise concert. So a concert, I don't know, you were not expecting much, or somebody gave you surprise tickets. I don't know. It's very vague, but surprise concert that you've seen.
I'll let you start, sir.
Okay. I'm going to say Tesla at, oh my God, that place doesn't even exist anymore. Remember the Capitol Music Hall?
Yeah, the time
So
that the chair broke,
you were there for that?
I wasn't, but you told me 15 times.
Okay. So it's, it was my other friend Steph. I know he was there. We met the singer on the street, and I got my album signed, and it was a Tesla Unplugged, 5-man acoustical jam. And we're like, I look at my friend Steph, and he looked at me and goes, no, this is the best $39 we've ever spent. Like, it was acoustic, but it was funny. And of course, yeah, that scene. But I don't know the song that well, but apparently there's a test. I don't know if it's a cover song, but something about falling down. And as they're singing it, the freaking bass player falls down. Everybody starts laughing. And at the end, they go all electric and play War Pigs.
Nice.
So to me, I was like, okay, I like Tesla a lot. And an acoustic show, I was like, whatever, but they're coming to town. Why not? And I came out of there going, wow, that was good. And especially for the price, like $39. And I still remember 39 because I remember just saying $39. That was the best money ever spent. So anyway,
Tesla is
that's
the
fine.
band that I missed the most. I believe 2 or 3 times they were an opening act in Montreal. I arrived and goodbye Montreal, nice to see you.
Oh,
So I miss I believe 3 times or at least 2 times.
because they
And one
played
time,
with Def Leppard maybe 5 years ago here.
yeah, and I missed that.
Okay.
And they came and were they the one opening for Revenge Tour for Kiss, or
No, I
was it
think that
Faster
was Faster
Pussycat?
Pussycat. Yeah.
Right, so I missed them as well. The first one at 6:30 or 7. It's tough when you work and all that.
Especially in
All right.
Montreal.
So my surprise. So
Was that it, sir?
Mm-hmm. Sir,
okay.
go ahead. Yeah.
Um, so for me, I'll say Rob Zombie at Ozfest So I went to see Ozfest at Darien Lake near Buffalo, New York, and I knew Rob, but I knew his music, but I didn't know how much of a excellent frontman he was. So that was a surprise. But my biggest one, it's a band I didn't know at all, is I went with my good friend Colin, and we went to Rockfest in a small city here, not too far, Montebello.
Montebello, yeah.
Went there, and there's a band called Billy Talent that came. And Billy Talent, they play alternative emo type of music, which is not necessarily my style. It's rock, and when they start playing, it just blew my mind. I just said, holy shit. And I've seen them twice since. And so I saw them 3 times, and it's something that if you don't know them, you should. And anyway, so for me, that was my big, big, big surprise. They were fantastic.
All right. Okay then. I've never seen Billy Talent, so I can't comment. Have you ever seen a pop concert? We're rock and metal guys, but have you ever seen a pop concert?
Yes, I got free ticket to see Celine Dion once. Our friend Claude called me and said at one point, "You want to come and see Celine Dion?" I said, "No, but it's free." I said, "All right." So I went to see Celine Dion with him. Her last French tour before she started to sing in English. And I've seen Celine Dion willingly in Quebec City. Seen Madonna, but my best pop concert is a month ago. My son and we drove to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to go and see Ed Sheeran at the Steelers Stadium. The sound was fantastic, and because I have to say that because Metallica was fucking awesome, the worst sound ever last week. But for them, Ed Sheeran was awesome. The sound was great, and the effects were great. And so that was a very, very good concert. So yeah, my final answer, Ed Sheeran.
Perfect. I've seen probably one pop concert, and it was on purpose. Now the cat's out of the bag. I'm sure I've told you, but at the time, I did not tell anybody. And I was like, okay, who do I see as a pop concert? And who was popular at the time? You had your Britney Spears and Lady Gaga's. They weren't coming here. So I'm like, oh, look who's coming to town. Katy Perry. So I went and bought one ticket, and it was so... I was sitting like this on my chair, like a 12-year-old girl with her dad.
You look like a perv.
Oh, yeah. It's like I was so uncomfortable. But I'm like, as a show, it was fun. But it took me 3 or 4 songs to realize, I'm like, is there actually a fucking band here? Like, is this? And then, of course, the band pops up from under the stage after like their 3rd or 4th song. I'm like, oh, okay, thank God. But yeah, I've seen a pop concert, which is Katy Perry. It was on the Roar tour. And I told one person, it was my boss at the time, I'm like, look, I want to see this concert. I'm only telling you. I'm not telling anybody else. I'm gonna go see Katy Perry that night. Can I go? And he's like, yeah, no problem. He starts laughing, and yeah. So that was my first and only pop concert, I believe.
What I'm impressed with pop music, I'm not impressed by them dancing, and you can see sometimes they don't sing for real. Mm-hmm. But I'm impressed by its different lighting colors. The effects are nice. It's totally different style of what we're used to seeing.
All right. It was different, yes. It was different. It was a good show. Good show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Next up, loudest concert you've ever seen.
I've seen several concerts. I'm not a big bar guy, so I haven't seen a lot of bar concert, but those are always loud. Probably one of the Alice Cooper concert when we were second row in front.
Like, but I remember. You brought your wife for the first time, right?
So the time that I my props, right? so I'm there. We're second row in front, and Alice throws his cane, and I throw my 200+ pound weight to go and get that, and I just ran like hell, and I got that. But that concert, I remember it was loud.
We didn't bring any earplugs, if I remember stuffing, or myself.
No, we had Kleenex for sure.
Yeah, Kleenex. We were stuffing
napkins in our ears.
And then your wife is like, "Is this going to be that loud?" And you're like, "Honey, it's only the sound testing or whatever."
Yeah. You're right. You're right. My wife was there,
Yeah.
and yeah. So that was a loud concert. Was it the loudest? I don't know. It was stupid loud.
I forgot about that one, but I will say my loudest that I remember, and it affected me for 3 straight days, was Ace Frehley at Barrymore's.
Oh, that's true.
Were you there for that?
I was not.
No. So I remember I sneaked up, and I was actually front. Like I had my hands on the stage. I was in front of. It was Peter Criss opening, and Peter Criss did a great show. Sound was good, and then I remember Pascal being beside me, and I'm sitting there, and then he's giving high fives, and then they're taking off all the tarps, and it was 9x9 on each side of the drum speakers. I was going, oh my God, this is gonna be fucking loud. I can't believe it. And I was working at Loeb at the time. I was doing I was the maintenance guy. And every time my ears were for like 3 days. And every time you hear, I was like, was that call for a wet mop? I had to ask people. I was like, I couldn't believe how loud that one was. Like I've seen Motorhead, which is friggin' loud too. But the Ace Frehley, I don't know, it was because I didn't have earplugs obviously at the time either. But
yeah, now I always wear earplugs. Always.
Oh yeah, bars.
And now my ear buzz 24/7. Now kids, don't do drugs and put your earplugs in your ears. Because now I've got now it is I don't hear it during the day, but at the evening it always is.
Wow. No, I'm fine for that. What? No. I'm fine. I do earplugs for bars because you're right, they are a lot louder there.
Yeah.
Arenas for some reason doesn't bug me unless my friend Steph gets second row tickets for Alice Cooper. Which Alice, if you're watching this, you're due to come back to Ottawa. Anyway.
So Dan, this video is sponsored by Loop headphones. So that's what people need to buy. That $50 testing average.
Perfect. All right.
There you go.
What is the farthest you've ever gone to see a concert?
It's funny when I read that, when I heard what was the farthest, I thought you meant the farthest from the stage.
No,
so
the travel.
I know now, but my answer is I went in Toronto to see the SARS Fest. We were 400,000 people, and I was so far that I don't think I was in the same postal code than the actual band. But that's not answering the question, right? I went to Pittsburgh to see Ed Sheeran. That's far. Went to Def Leppard. Well, what I did 3 years in a row is my wife, she knew me too well, but I would always organize or a family trip around a concert. I would say, do you want to go to Darien Lake? Why? Why not? Oh, and by the way, Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden are in town. Do you want to go? But the one I want to give a story is my good friend Dan here talks to me and says, "Oh, Kiss are coming to Montreal. Would you be interested in going to see Kiss? We haven't seen Kiss for 6 or 7 years at the time." So I say, "Hell yeah!" So we pay $125. Him and I go to see Kiss. We buy our tickets. By the time the concert arrives, Kiss is being announced to come here in Ottawa the day after. So actually it was 2 days later. So for $50 or $60. So Dan's asked me, "Are we going to go?"
Fest, yeah,
Blues Fest. So you asked me, "Are we going to go see Kiss again?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So we went to see Kiss on one day. Then we had a Kiss sandwich day where we had no Kiss, and we had another Kiss the third day. About a month and a half to 2 months later, through your fan club, you're able to get tickets to see Kiss at Cobo Hall in Detroit. So we go, you and I, we drive to Detroit, we go to see Kiss in the smallest of arena. And a month later, I for work, I'm in Vancouver. So that's the answering the question. That's the furthest I've been to a concert. I'm in Vancouver for work, and who's in town? Sure enough, Kiss. So I saw Kiss 4 times in 5 months.
That's tour, yeah.
That's a bit insane. But so Vancouver is the furthest, but I was there for work. I was not there for the concert.
I'm going to say the farthest. There's the Cobo Hall one. but there's one. I mean, I was on a trip anyway, and I was like, let's see what concerts are there. Was Las Vegas when I went to see Steel Panther.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we were there already, and we're like, how about we go see Steel Panther at the House of Blues? So there we go. That's the farthest I've went for. And now they're coming to Ottawa. Like, was it in a couple of weeks now, or
And you're not going.
I? I'm saying yes there. I haven't talked to anybody about it yet there. So any takers out there, let me know.
Yeah, yeah. If you invite me, I'll say yes.
Okay. Well, the invite.
All right. What's the next one, sir?
Okay. Most. Okay, I think I know your answer, but most expensive concert.
Well, that one is just it's a funny story. So Alice Cooper is opening for the final tour
Yeah.
of Motley Crue. And so I asked Dan, you want to do a meet and greet to meet Alice? So Dan says, sure, let's do that. It's $500. Okay. So Dan says, $500, a lot of money, but we're going to meet one of our hero for sure. So I buy the $500 ticket to realize that A, it was 500 US.
Yeah.
So now Dan is swearing, fuck, it's like $600. And in the fine print, we realize the Motley Crue ticket are not included. So we had to pay $500 US plus the $120, $130 for the Motley Crue Alice Cooper concert. So we had access to backstage, but we couldn't enter the building without tickets for the concert. So that's $800 in total. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, that was an expensive one. And you think you told your wife like the day before or something. So, honey, this is.
Well, the actual price, she'll see it. She probably will know once she listens to that video.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. But I mean, I was happy we did it.
Oh, yeah.
I still remember when we're backstage. I was first. I'm so upset being first. So, like, I'm sitting there, like, super nervous. And Mr. Steph here is like, say something. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm starting to talk there. So anyway, it was a fun time.
Picture. Yeah, and you can show I'll send you the picture. You can show it later. But we've got Alice strangling me and me strangling Alice. So that was cool.
Yeah, it was a great picture
there. So. No, it was not. He was a great guy.
And I was impressed because it was in between Alice and Motley Crue, and we didn't miss a single minute of Motley Crue's final tour. So, all right. Okay, we got two more. Best special effects.
One of them I saw with you and your nephew. And
oh my God, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
So we went to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and your dad was there as well. And so we are on the floor, like 10 or 15 row on the floor. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, anybody that have a chance to see it, because they have every single cliche from everybody. They put it all in a concert, and they are I dare you to find more talent in that band, because it's like a greatest hit type of talent. Mm-hmm. They'll have fire, they have laser, they have violin, they've got everything. So that was for a bunch of nobodies. If you want, it's tough to be better. After that, you got Motley Crue with Tommy Lee, what he does, like the little gimmick. Yeah. You've got Alice with all his gimmicks. Every single song, Alice has something. And you and I saw him more time than we remember. And we know it as soon as he got his clutch. Oh, that's going to be I'm 18. As soon as he's got the little hat, we know that's going to be. We start to know everything. So a little gimmicks every time. Kiss, you can't go wrong with a Kiss concert. And Maiden with Eddie. Now he comes like 3 times. A bit much, but yeah.
So it's cool to see. I wrote Kiss. I'm not gonna like everybody. If you hate Kiss, that's fine. If you love Kiss, that's fine too. You can't tell that they don't do a good show. You have a guy swinging on general admission, spinning demon on top of the crowd. Were you there when he hit his head on the crane there, Gene Simmons?
I'm sure I was there, but I don't recall.
Yeah, when he goes up and then he hits his head, like the guy, I guess, didn't aim it well. I was like, wow.
God of Thunder?
Yes. So I'm putting Kiss, and I'm not going to talk about Kiss because you just did too. I'm actually going to add also Roger Waters. I actually got free tickets for that. And the big white wall, and then every I was just amazed. It was just visually was. It's not special effects per se, but every block almost was an LED screen, and you had videos on it. And I think I brought my dad for that, and I knew the
Because
song.
now concerts are expensive, right? They're stupidly expensive, but they've got so much special effects. They've got so much money that they put into concerts that they give you a lot. At least they should do. Sometime you've got 3 or 4 flashlights. In that case, I'm insulted. But now, most bands give us a good
Yes,
experience.
especially uh, the mature bands, the older bands, like they know how to do a show now. All right, and last one, I think we've got the same choices for this one here. Band or artist you've seen the most often?
Yeah, I don't recall if it's 15, 16, 17
It's about that,
time.
yeah.
So I've seen Alice Cooper and Iron Maiden 15, 16 times each, and I've seen Kiss about 12 times.
Yeah, I think it's that.
And
My answer is the same as you. I put Maiden, Alice, and Kiss. It was easier to count when they were touring just for an album. But now these greatest hits tours and these I can't even count anymore.
out of these 40 something concerts, when you count the 3 of them together, there's probably 2 of them that we didn't see together.
Yeah.
The other 40 concerts, we've seen them together.
There was the Alice one we didn't see together. Actually, there's a couple of them.
Yeah, I saw the same tour, but I saw you saw it at Saint Sauveur, I saw it in Quebec City.
And and the one where you were like, I want to see Clones. And we finally see Clones, but you were on a cruise with your wife.
Yeah.
So we went to Kingston, I think, to see the same tour just to see Clones live. So that I like that.
It was worth it.
Yes. So yeah, it's about 15, 16, and plus me and Concert Steph are gonna go see Kiss again in November with a whole bunch of other people in a
suite.
A suite this time. So that'll be different. But anyway, that'll be fun there. Last time seeing Kiss. We hope like it's time to hang it up, guys, there. But anyway, that's it for our show right here.
All right.
Hope it wasn't too anyway,
it wasn't too painful. I enjoyed it.
No, because I love you know me, I love reminiscing and talking stories. And of course, this is my good friend Steph here. Like I said, I've seen many concerts with him. And
am I the first person that has more prop than you am I the first person that's you invited that has more props than you?
Yes.
You had nothing
easily.
Today.
I brought fuck all. I brought nothing here.
Yeah,
no,
so
I appreciate your props. Like
I've got 2 more that I forgot to show. I've got the VIP backstage for Alice.
Yeah.
And the other one is a fake one, but I enjoyed it. It's the beads that we got from the Cobo Hall concert. That was a restaurant beside it.
Did you ever get your Sick Things certificate framed like we promised?
No, I should, but I never did.
Neither did I.
And can I finish with a small story about that Cobo Hall concert?
Go ahead.
So we went, Dan and I, we drove to Detroit. It's far, right? And Cobo Hall is in a Detroit sector where everybody is it's a sector that everybody is black except the people that were going in the concert. So for me, I was very surprised. You don't realize, you go to concert, you don't realize that some music attracts some people. So we were at the concert, inside, everybody was white except the security guys or some people that were working. And for me, I was shocked. I did not realize that Kiss was white boy type of music. And outside was very much a lot. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I was surprised. I'm sure if the next week 50 Cent was there, or it's just I did not realize how some music were for some type of ethnicity specifically, and I was shocked. That was a life experience for me. I'll put it this way.
Me to add to that, remember the metal detectors?
Yeah.
It was unheard of in concerts we were going, and you and I were like, the hell, metal detectors here? Like, what the hell's going on here? How bad of a neighborhood is this? Now, of course,
It's everywhere.
I'm saying that this is before. I think the metal detectors are there because of that explosion.
Yeah, and it was the concert. It's written here on my fake pass on 2009.
Yeah, that's. So I know there was an explosion in a stadium in Europe, and then since then, or an arena here, and that's when they started in Canada. That's when they started doing metal detectors, which is a normal thing. It's the norm now, but it was not the norm at the time.
No,
I couldn't believe it.
We were shocked. We were shocked.
Yeah, it was a shocking. It was a culture shock. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, sir.
all right. Anything else to add, or are we done?
No, looking forward for our next concert. Might be Steel Panther. We'll see.
All right. Well, we'll talk. All right. Well, thank you, my friend. It's been a great pleasure to have you here after 1 year of waiting. So, again, you guys, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, hit that like button, and we shall see you guys the next episode will be another group chat with the Kansas connection with my friends from New Zealand and the US. So we'll be talking about something different there. So on that note, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next episode. Take care. And thanks, Steph.
Thank you.